doesn't feel good when you know somebody just lied to you.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it never does.
Like, for example, I had a listener tell me just the other day, wow, Jeff, your song was so great.
Bro, your songs are great. Come on.
Oh,
You're
man.
keeping it going. No, I get it. You hate me. What are you going to tell me next? Brooke's nice?
Oh,
One of our
kind
listeners,
of am.
sure, one of our listeners, Ryan, says his date lied right to his face
What?
when they
That's
met
good.
up, and he does not understand why.
Why?
So he's on this right now. Ryan, how's it going, man?
Hey, how you doing?
I can't figure out why you're calling us for a second date if this person lied to you right away on your first date.
Yeah, let's find out what happened. But first, tell us about the girl that you met up with. What's her name?
Yeah, her name is Lena. She seemed great. She's a realtor. I met her during an open house that she was showing.
Oh,
That's
okay.
cool. Were you shopping or just shopping for hot realtors around?
No. I'm looking to buy a house, and so it was a nice. I'm not going to take it, but she was cute.
Oh,
And,
that's genius. I never thought about it, but if you meet women while you're buying houses, they think you have tons of money.
Mhm.
Well, if
Yeah,
they're
that's
realtors, they're actually going to get your background and all of your banking
never
information
mind,
at some
never mind.
point.
Nice
so.
try, Jose. I swear
Yeah.
that was good.
Sorry
Okay.
to interrupt you, man.
So how did you, what type of game did you try and play on Lena there?
no game. We just started chatting, and we kind of hit it off. We just kind of clicked. There was something nice. And
Oh, the rare, just honest, play it straight game. We don't hear about that a
I
lot.
don't think
That's why
that's
he's calling us.
It's
Wait a
not a
minute.
game.
Oh,
Hold on.
okay.
Jeffrey,
I'm
yeah.
gonna write that one down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know
Pretty
how
over the
that
top.
worked out for you, but it's great that it did. So what did you and Lena end up doing for a date?
anyway, I emailed her, right? Because I had her email because of the open house and everything. So, and I said, I'd love to just get to know you more. This isn't about work. I'm not interested in the house. Just came out and flat out said it, right?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
And
great.
she said, yeah. I think that'd be great.
Nice.
So it
Awesome.
felt like a date going in. Like it seemed pretty clear that she wasn't just trying to get another client.
Exactly. Yes. I mean,
Okay.
we did talk about work and everything like that. I'm an audiobook narrator. She's a realtor. So we talked about our jobs and what we're doing right now.
Cool.
Oh,
But-
okay.
That was just a part of it, right? It was a coffee and it was nice, but it only lasted for about 20 to 25 minutes. It was
Whoa.
pretty short. She gave an abrupt ending to it all. She looked at her watch
Oh.
and she said, "Oh no, I've got a client meeting."
Okay.
And she did the quick hug goodbye and she left.
Oh, you don't believe her? You think she was lying about the client meeting?
So here's the catch. I know this is weird, but check it out. I
Yeah.
also left because I was like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. If she's leaving, you would probably
Yeah.
end up
Yeah, that-
leaving too.
Gonna sit in the coffee shop for another half hour.
So I saw her walking down the street. I was a little bit behind her, and she went into the container store that was right down the street. That was it had all of the, organizational tools for a closet and whatnot.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Containers.
I just saw her go on into the client, and I was like, that's a weird place to meet a client in a container store. And so she just stayed there for 30 minutes, just browsing.
Wait. Where did you stay for that 30 minutes? Because that seems weird.
I was on a park bench across the street.
Oh,
Oh,
That-
you're scoping it out. It's like a private investigator.
I would do the
Yeah.
same thing.
She's a realtor. Maybe she had to get some sort of something for staging a house or, there could be a very plausible reason.
Great. Why lie about a client meeting then?
Because maybe she honestly had to go get this stuff.
Here's the question. Did she actually buy anything from the store?
Oh.
No, she didn't. She browsed for 30 minutes and then just left.
Huh.
Interesting.
Did she
Okay.
talk to anybody while she was in the store?
Well, I don't know.
You bugged her. What
Did you
she
go
say?
into the store?
I did not go into the store. No,
No.
I didn't.
Oh,
Okay.
that's where you draw the line in watching people. I see.
Even stalkers have to have their limits.
Yeah.
So what happened? I mean, why exactly are you calling for our help right now? Are you still interested in trying to get another date with Lena?
No, I really would like to see what her excuse is.
You just want to call her out.
I want to call her out on the radio.
Even if she said, bro, what if she's like, oh my God, he was so great, and I actually can't wait to see him again. What's your reaction going to be to that?
I don't believe it. Then why did you lie to me, though?
Is this just a lot of bad dates all piling up and you finally cracked? Is that what this is?
No, this is me just being like, look, be yourself. Be unadulteratedly yourself all the time.
And it's
Yeah.
you standing up for yourself, bro. I think you're standing up for your own morals,
I don't
right?
think she did anything wrong. Like, you still don't know. Like, it's just easier to say client meeting than it is to say, well, we're staging this home and I need organizational tools for the junk drawer. So I need to
get
go,
that.
you know, like,
But
Well-
a 20-minute date is so short.
it is short.
To cut it short like that.
Let's take a poll around the room. Who believes Lena was telling the truth that she actually had to meet a client?
No.
No from Alexis?
No.
Can I vote that I don't think it matters? Like, I
No.
don't think...
that's
Wait,
not
way
a
to take
question.
the safe
It's not
answer,
like a
bro.
theory.
I just
Come
don't
on,
think
Brooke.
it matters, but I think she could absolutely, possibly be telling the truth.
Okay.
Absolutely,
Jose?
possibly.
She's a liar, like all women.
Oh, come
All
on.
of them,
All
Jeff.
right, another burned,
You
scorned
guys say you
man.
love us and you never do. You
Okay.
hear me?
Okay.
See, look at that.
So
What's your vote, Jeff?
I think she was telling the truth.
Okay, so we got
Really?
two for her,
Split.
two against.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
I don't. Is there anything that happened during the coffee date that could have happened that would have made her want to leave early?
Yeah.
Good question.
Oh, yeah.
I've been racking my brain about that, and I can't think of it.
Okay, you
Nothing.
you didn't yell at a barista or anything.
No.
Okay. Well, we're gonna try and do some investigating here. We'll get to the
Ooh.
bottom of
It's like
this.
we're going to be sitting on a park bench.
I
Yeah.
know. We'll play a song. We'll come back. We'll call Lena for you, and we'll figure out whether she lied or whether she told the truth. We're gonna do it right after this in your second date.
Thank you.
Hold on. It's Brooke and Jeffrey and the mysterious case of the Container Store confession.
Whoa.
Ryan's date, after 20 minutes, said she had to go to meet up with a client. But after he followed her, he saw her go into a container store, quote, casually browsing.
Yeah.
Which, might I add, Brooke, doesn't sound very urgent, like she said it was.
Or very
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
And so now I'm kind of back on the fence here. At first
Are
I said
you?
I believed Ryan's
No.
date actually had a meeting. Now, not so sure anymore. I'm waffling here.
There you go. Come
I'm
to
just
the,
having a
come to the
hard
side.
time siding with a dude who sat outside for 30 minutes and watched a lady from a park bench.
Should have
Yeah.
stopped and siding with the dude, Brooke.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it's true. I mean, whatever happens, this is definitely going to be interesting. And Ryan, you say that you're an audiobook narrator. Once this mystery is solved, would you mind narrating it for the show?
Sure. No problem.
Okay.
There you go.
I cannot wait. It's going to be a New York Times bestseller.
We're going to have a book.
Here's my question, because you're all about the truth, right? You want every last detail of the truth. And so does that mean when we get her on the phone, we can tell her that you sat outside on a park bench and watched her while she shopped?
Yeah, you know what? Fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Again, like, I'm not interested in getting a second date.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can't blow it here.
You just want honesty.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
important
But we need to
you.
be careful here because even though we're on an investigative mission, we can't come in too hot. Like, get her on the phone and be like, tell us what you did.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
to find out what her story is.
I
And
see.
then after we grease the wheels, then we can bring out the heavy interrogation
I
tactics.
wish, yeah.
Okay.
Get a big hot
Okay.
light, put it
Yeah,
in her face.
I think
right.
you know what you're talking about. Jeff.
Detective DeBow is on the case.
That's right. All right. Ryan, you ready to do this, man?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. I'm going to dial her number right now. We're going to solve this mystery. Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, is this Lena?
this is she.
Hi, Lena. My name's Jeff. I work on the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning. I was hoping you have a second to talk with us.
Sure. What is this regarding?
This is regarding a date that you went on not too long ago with a guy named Ryan.
Oh, what is this about?
This is a segment that we do on our show called a second date. It's where if you go out with someone and afterwards, if that person isn't calling you back, you can email our show and we'll help you figure out the reason why.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
Ryan, we've spoke to him a little bit before. He told us about your date and he's a little bit confused about how everything ended. So we're hoping to get your perspective on what happened. Would you mind telling us about it?
Yeah, I mean, we went and got coffee, and that was that.
Yeah, he told us that. He said it didn't last very long. It was like 20 minutes or something, and then you kind of bailed quickly at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't really realize what time it was, and I needed to run, so, like, I needed to wrap things up.
Aha! You didn't need to run because he watched you.
Shut
Okay,
up,
hold on.
Jose.
What?
Sorry. I thought he said we could.
Lena, this is going to feel a little awkward here, but
No.
and I don't think Ryan meant to do this on purpose, but after you guys left for coffee, he said he left as well and ended up going in the same direction as you down the street, and he saw you go into a Container Store.
Wait a second. So was he like stalking me?
It feels like that.
I don't
But-
think he meant to do it on
Following.
purpose, but
What?
he did see that happen.
How could you not do that on purpose? Walk and follow me.
Well, you can both be going in the same direction
There's
after
only
you
four.
leave.
Northwest, southeast. He just picked the right one.
So, Lena, we're just trying to figure out on Ryan's behalf, did you really have a client meeting in the store like you told Ryan you did?
Wow. So he follows me, and I have to now account for my actions. And
See, Jeffrey?
Yeah.
See?
We're just trying
Listen.
to... Ryan just wants to know if that
No.
was the truth or if he did something wrong that made you just want to get out of the date.
I just think you need to be blunt with him and just tell us why. Why didn't you want to see him again? Because he really honestly has no idea.
he has no idea at all. None at all.
Well, he's just confused because, you said, I really have to go. You looked at your watch even, and you're like, this is urgent. And then you casually browsed around afterward. And so he feels like he was lied to.
What do you mean casually? How did he know that Wait.
Oh, guys.
Because he was on a park bench watching you the entire time. It's really weird.
Okay, can you just tell us what you were doing?
So he's a psycho.
Look,
You can understand. Dating is hard right now. He feels like he's being lied to. It's his last straw.
Tell her, Brooke.
He's not
Yeah.
not
Preach.
trying to attack you or anything. He just wants to know the truth. He's just exhausted from this whole process.
Yeah,
We all want to know the truth.
We're not
Did
trying
he
to...
tell you everything that happened through the coffee conversation?
Well, he
No.
said it didn't last very long, and
He
he
didn't
didn't
tell
have
us.
much of a chance to talk with you.
Okay, so I don't know if he told you this, but he's a narrator for
Yeah.
audiobooks. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
So he takes out an MP3 player and he hands me like one of his headsets and says, here, you need to listen to this. And I'm like, okay. So I put it in. I'm already kind of weirded out because it was been in his ear and I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But just to be nice, I listened and he's actually kind of talented. But when we were done, I'm trying to just put on a face because I'm like, I don't know what he expects from me. And then he's like, did you hear how I said the word exploratory? And I'm like, what? And he's like, very powerful, huh? And just starts going on about himself. And at this point, I'm a little kind of taken aback because he just seemed extremely obsessed with himself.
So,
Okay.
so he made you listen to his voice on an audio recording and then had you review his performance of it.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. And I'm sorry, but I felt extremely uncomfortable the minute he asked me to put that thing in my ear. And
Yeah.
then I don't know. I felt like the only thing I could do was just be like, hey, I need to go. I mean, I did have a showing later that day, but
Yeah, I'd lie too in
So
that situation.
it was
What?
an excuse.
Because a
Okay.
guy's proud of
Yeah.
his work and just
Yeah.
wants to show you what he does.
It's
for a living?
annoying.
It was a little much on the
Okay.
first date.
Well, I hate to make this worse
Oh,
for him, but I need to let you know that Ryan's been listening quietly on the other line this entire time, and he wants to
no,
talk to
he
you.
hasn't.
Yeah.
Stop. Oh my God.
Ryan, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Uh-oh.
How do you feel?
I got to tell you, I kind of love it.
What?
Like, I know that's somewhat,
What the-
weird and masochistic of me, but, I kind of need a harsh tone when it comes to that stuff. Because, yeah, I do. I'm proud of my work, and I might go a little overboard being, self-congratulatory. And I see how from the outside it can seem obsessed with myself.
It is a little bit weird asking her to review it in front of you right after you listen,
Yeah.
ooh, wasn't that wonderful?
I see how that can be. And so, you know what? I'll work on that. I really will.
That's reasonable.
Usually people don't react like this.
I know.
I don't know what to do.
I mean, listen to that, Lena. He understands the flaws that he made. Does that change the way you look at him?
I mean, the way he responded, I was surprised.
And don't you think it's really impressive the way that I've handled this situation? Wouldn't you say? Just making everything so nice between you guys. I mean, that makes me a pretty good radio host, wouldn't you think?
Can we leave a review on you right now, Jeff?
And just listen to my voice, how strong and powerful it is. I mean, I would definitely listen to myself, wouldn't you guys?
Okay.
Couldn't you say exploratory for me, please?
Exploratory.
Just don't show anything.
ultimately, Lena, like what I like to say is I love taking notes, okay? Like I like to be able to take direction and I like to be able to do what you want. So like if it comes off too much sometimes, which I do come off.
Yeah, are
That's
we
the
ignoring
key.
the 30-minute bench watch thing? Okay.
Yeah, we are. Okay. Let's just ask Lena. I mean, I didn't expect that we were going to even do this, but Lena, would you like to go out with Ryan one more time and we'll pay for it and he won't make you listen to any of his work?
I'm rooting for this, Lena, because it's like logic and reason have finally maybe prevailed.
You've switched teams, Brooke.
I mean, as long as he can work on his boundaries, the whole following me thing too. But Ryan, I guess I'd be up for it.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's a yes from Lena. Ryan, what do you think? Are you still cool with this?
No. Ultimately, she lied to me. She lied to me. Like she simply said like she had to go to a client meeting and we clearly saw that wasn't true. I can't deal with a liar.
That's just like good graces. It's just good etiquette, okay? What is she supposed to say? You are incredibly
No.
self-absorbed. I need to leave?
A lie does not equal etiquette.
Okay,
Okay.
a lot of
Yeah,
women have probably lied to you. I'm just going to tell you that.
Yeah, women lie a lot,
It's
bro.
interesting that she gave you grace for your mistake and you're not giving her any grace.
Thank you.
That is kind of the irony.
This is probably why he's still single.
Yeah.
So
Probably.
it makes sense
I mean-
to me now.
Ryan?
I've got boundaries and I can't take a liar. I can't.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my
Dating's going to
We
be
were
rough,
close.
Ryan.
What is going on?
All right, so that didn't work out, but
No.
Ryan, do we still have a deal here? Will you narrate this for us?
Hey!
Yeah, sure. If you want like a self-absorbed person narrating his own story, sure, why not?
Okay.
All right, I think we have the
There
right
you go.
guy.
So he admits it.
You know, after reading the email that we got in for today's second date, there's like a number of options as to why this dude's not getting a call back.
Wow.
Wow.
This date, unless maybe I'm reading it wrong, but it
Okay.
sounds terrible. Like if I were a woman on this date, horrible. Maybe if I was a dude, I don't know. But Neil is on the phone. And Neil, tell us about your terrible date.
Oh, wait a minute. What wasn't that bad?
Really? Are you sure? Because reading your email, I was like, ow, ooh. And then that happened?
What?
Oh, damn.
Ow!
I am so curious how Neil could think that this is okay and you think it's horrible.
Yeah. Neil, first of all, tell us about the girl you want to call today. What's her name?
Her name is Andrea.
And how'd you meet Andrea?
We met on an online dating service.
Okay.
Oh, well, very formal name for it, sir. Yes.
Oh, well, I guess so.
And what did you like about her?
I thought she was cute. She seemed really nice, and I liked her profile, and so we chatted on the phone a little bit.
Oh,
On the phone,
oh,
actually.
What? Wait, like voices?
I know. Can you believe it? I actually talked to a human being on the phone.
Weird.
I'm shocked right now.
Time travel.
No wonder she's not calling you back, you weirdo.
Yeah, it's like you're dating back in the 60s
Yeah.
or something.
What's wrong with you?
I thought it was the right thing to do. I guess.
Maybe,
Actually-
I don't know.
As much as we're making fun of you, Neil, I actually think that it's a really nice move.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it shows that you're actually interested, and I assume you guys had a good conversation since you went out on a date after it.
Yeah, we had a nice chat and conversation, so I took her to a concert.
Okay.
Oh, fun.
That's cool. Like a big concert or...
No, it wasn't like the Rolling Stones. It was like a cover band kind of thing that played all kinds of party music, I guess.
That's so fun.
All right.
Cover band, okay. And what was it like the first time you guys met in person?
It was great. She was cute. We seemed to get along, and she gave me a hug, like, hi, how are you? I said, oh, this is going to be nice.
Okay, what's the awful part, though? Because Jubal painted it as this horrible evening.
And over. Like,
Yeah.
ugh, ouch, ooh.
Well, first thing she did, she was talking about my profile picture and how, I had facial hair, but I shaved because, I figured, let me, I'm going on a date. Let me shave up. So maybe that freaked her out or something. Or, made her
Yeah,
feel
if
weird.
you show up and you're a different person, a lot of times that will scare people.
How different did you look, Neil?
I guess I had like a kind of a full goatee, and then I kind of shaved it all off.
Wow. She was willing to go out with you and he had a goatee. You must have a lot of game on the phone.
That's what I'm thinking, Jubal. I think if anything, she'd be thankful that thing was gone.
Tell us about the concert, because the details that you put in your email, like I said, it sounds like it didn't go very smoothly.
Well, we were dancing, having a good time, and but just out of nowhere, she started talking about comedy, and she started saying how much she likes Kevin Hart as a comedian.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. Lots of people.
I hate Kevin Hart.
What? Who hates Kevin Hart? I thought everyone loves Kevin Hart.
Neil does not like Kevin Hart.
Number one, he's overrated. Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor. Hello, been there, done that.
Okay.
Okay.
Those are the legends.
And he's like 2'4". I mean, come on.
All right.
And he's
so
short.
he's short,
You
and
don't
you find
like
him
it because he's short.
unfunny.
So, I told her, look, Kevin Hart's not funny. And she just started like arguing back and forth how brilliant he is. And I just looked at her and said, he's just not funny.
Oh.
That's always good to start an argument with your date.
She brought it up, and I just told her the truth. I mean, the truth hurts.
You can't hold back for a second if you're on a first date and just go, yeah, okay, cool.
Look, what was I going to do? I can't lie to her. I don't want to start off the date relationship by lying. What if she brought home a bunch of Kevin Hart videos on our second date? Oh, my God.
Yeah,
What?
I
Oh
know, right?
Why would you do that? There's like a lot of facts, including his paycheck, that back up that he's funny. And two, why even argue about it? Just say, oh, he's not my favorite, and move on.
Maybe I should have did that, but, by the way, just because you get paid a lot of money doesn't mean you're funny.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I
true.
never walked into a bank and got laughs.
yeah. What happened after you guys argued about Kevin Hart?
Well, then we, of course, a couple of good tunes came on, and we started dancing, and I actually had this full beer, and I kind of, spilled it on her.
Ah.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
How much
How
of the
much?
beer did you spill on her?
I think the lady behind me bumped me, but I guess like more than half the mug fell into her, kind of hit her on her jeans and on her sweater and stuff.
Oh, that
Okay,
sucks,
so you
man.
argued about Kevin Hart, and then you dumped a beer on her, is what it sounds like.
Jesus.
Did you apologize?
Of course I did. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm so
Okay.
sorry. But,
Okay, that's good.
Well, I will say that one's an accident. I mean, it sucks, but it's an accident.
if Kevin Hart did it, I'm sure she wouldn't have minded.
Yeah. That guy can
Back
do
to Kevin
anything,
Hart.
right?
Been the funniest beer spill
Yeah,
ever.
it would have been funny, like slapstick.
So after you argued with her and then spilt a drink on her, how did you guys end things?
Well, I thought we recovered from that, and then she just said, you know what, I got to go, and she left.
Oh, yeah, you didn't recover from that
Yeah,
then.
no.
Not at all.
No hug
Yeah.
or kiss?
No, but I did text her. I just said, sorry about the beer. Didn't mean to do that. Though we made a connection. But also that, Kevin Hart, still not funny.
Wait,
You
like
told
you
her.
didn't give it up? You even put it in writing form about Kevin Hart?
Look, if she was a good sport and was into me, she would have thought that was funny. That was the
Yeah.
Remember,
And it
she
doesn't-
doesn't know funny because she likes Kevin Hart.
That's
So
a good point. It doesn't sound like she thought it was funny because she's not calling you back, and she also left in the middle of your date.
Well, look, even though it didn't end well, I still want another chance. She was cute, she was nice, and I know we made a connection,
Okay.
even though we had some differences.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, and then call her and get your second date, all right?
All right.
All right, man. Hang on. Is there anything Kevin Hart is not involved in? He's in like everything in Hollywood. Every movie that
point.
comes out has Kevin Hart. Every TV show has something to do with Kevin Hart. He's the biggest name in comedy, and now he's involved in a second date. And he ruined Neil's potential for another date because
guy.
Neil is on the phone for a second date. And if you missed the first part, he got into an argument with his date about whether or not Kevin Hart is funny. His date, Andrea, does like Kevin Hart, and Neil was not afraid to let her know that he didn't like Kevin Hart. And then after that, he spilled a beer on her,
yeah.
which he says is by accident, and then she left, and she hasn't called him back. So we're fighting an uphill battle here, Neil.
Well, hey, listen, not funny is not funny.
Okay.
But I'm not even talking about Kevin Hart
All right,
now. I'm
now
not-
this is not.
Yeah.
I feel like this is all this is going to turn into
Yeah.
is a discussion of Kevin Hart.
What can I tell you? His movies suck too. His stand-up is overrated.
Oh my God!
All right, Neil.
Neil.
We need to focus on trying to get you another date. So we need to drop Kevin Hart for a little while and talk about Andrea and call her.
Wow, that's the best thing I heard all day.
All right.
Okay. And, Neil, can I ask you though? I mean, bigger picture. If you guys have two very different, sets of humor, do you think that this is going to be able to work out?
Hey, look, it's good to have differences. If people are the same and they fall in love, that would be kind of a boring relationship.
Yeah.
Look, my parents have been married forever, and they argue all the time. Spices it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I guess
that's what
that's
you're
the
looking for. I
secret
see.
to a long relationship.
Yeah.
So.
Correct, huh?
Well, I'm just saying, that's what kind of thing I'm looking for.
All right.
And you
Well-
found it. You found it in her.
We'll call Andrea right now and see if she's ready to argue with you on another date. Okay, Neil?
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Andrea?
This is.
Andrea, how are you? This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Oh. Hi.
Hi, what was that sound you made?
That was her surprise sound, I think.
Almost like a hiccup.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the hiccups?
No, that was just my surprise sound.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Any idea why we're calling you?
I hope I won something.
No, you don't listen to the show very much. We never call people to give them anything.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah, you don't listen to the show very much, do you? The reason why we're calling is because somebody emailed us about you for a second date.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you could be winning another date. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
You've been on many dates recently?
It sounds like she's been on many bad dates recently with the oh boy answer.
I have been on a date, like, recently.
And how did it go?
It wasn't the best.
Okay.
I think we're talking about the same
I
date.
think we might be talking about the same guy. His name's Neil.
Yeah. That's his name.
That's the one. And Neil, not a Kevin Hart fan, is he?
No, it's not Kevin Hart fan. What can I say? It was just not the best matchup there on the online dating.
Was it the Kevin Hart argument? Or, I mean, not necessarily that he didn't like Kevin Hart, but the fact that he wouldn't let it go?
No. That had really, I mean, that was sort of uncalled for, but it wasn't, no, it was not the thing.
Oh, really?
No. The biggest thing was that he just didn't really look like his profile picture.
Oh, he told us that too. He told us
forgot
that.
about
He
that
did
part.
tell us that. He said that he used to have a goatee. By the way, props to you for giving a guy with a goatee a shot. But he had it shaved by the time he met you.
He looks about 15 or 20 years younger in his profile picture than he did when we met.
Whoa.
Did you say 15 or 20?
Years?
At least. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, it was like, it must have been just a really, really old picture because I mean...
So what were you thinking when you saw him and he was so much older? Were you like, oh man, this guy might break a hip while we're at this concert?
Yeah, no. It was. I mean, it was a little shock. I mean, he wasn't like crotchety or anything, but.
Okay. How old do you think he is?
Well, I'm not exactly sure, but he did give me a hint when he spilled his beer on me.
What?
Was it Parkinson's setting in or something? I mean, how did he give you a hint that he was
Who are you?
old?
That's so messed up, Jubal.
I mean, I just confused how that would be a hint.
What did he do?
The cover band was playing kind of a wide range of music, and all of a sudden they start playing Huey Lewis and the News, and he just jumps up and down his beer goes everywhere. He's like, I haven't heard this since college, and I'm like, oh my God, I wasn't even born. Oh my God.
Since college.
Yes. I mean, isn't that the 80s? That's the 80s.
I think so.
I don't know.
So how old is
I can't
he?
even think of what that song would be.
Do you know what song it was?
It was like, hip to be square.
Oh my God, that's
All right.
super old.
Something like that. I don't. Oh my God.
I don't even
You
know
guys
that.
can talk more about it. I'm gonna Google it real quick to see when that song came out.
Yeah.
So if you had to give him a number, how old do you think he is?
Actually, you know what, Andrea? Let's just ask him because he's on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yep.
Neil?
Hey,
Neil!
hey, Andrea, when's the last time you looked at your profile picture?
Whoa!
Whoa.
Coming in hot.
Yeah, what is that?
Dang.
Neil!
Holy crap.
I mean, have you looked at your profile picture? I was assuming I was meeting someone around my age.
Oh!
At least it was taken in this decade. You couldn't say that for yours. The 90s. It's from the 90s.
Oh!
Oh my God, you're making me sound like I'm B. Arthur or something like that.
Who's B. Arthur?
Arthur.
I'm just saying.
I think she was a golden girl.
B. Arthur was a golden girl?
I think so.
Andrea, how do you not know who B. Arthur is? Golden Girl? Oh my God.
What's a
Her
golden
comedic
girl?
timing is unbelievable.
Okay.
She is
So-
funny now that I know who she is.
Neil, I'm starting to believe Andrea now that you're older than you say you are.
Listen, I'm a few years older than her, I'll give you that, but it's not like she was, 19 years old over there. I mean, come on now.
Wait, so now you're saying that it's okay that you lied about your age because she looks old?
I didn't lie. It just didn't come up until, a good Huey Lewis song came on, and I got a little excited. But, I mean,
You got to tell people how old you are before you meet them, or at least use a recent picture, man. I mean, come on.
You know what? I'm only a few years older than you, so let's not get
You are
carried
at
away.
least 15 years older than me, man.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what. You know what?
You don't understand the comedy of Kevin Hart. It is not of your generation.
Oh,
maybe-
there it is.
It's actually a good point.
You know what? Why don't we go on another date and we can get our profiles picture taken at the same time? How about
Oh,
that?
my God.
Neil, how old are you? It is killing me. Will you please tell me how old you are?
Well, why would I tell you anything about how old I am?
Because we're trying to see if Andrea is right or not about your age.
Yeah, but, listen, I'm in shape. I'm healthy. I make a good living. Then
Then if you're so in
You like
shape,
Richard Pryor more than Kevin Hart?
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
good.
Yeah,
that
that's
sort
true.
of says it.
You did make a Rolling Stones
Yeah.
reference when we first talked to you.
I remember that.
And then you talked about older comedians. And I went on Wikipedia while you guys were talking. Hip to Be Square, that Huey Lewis song, 1986.
What? You were in college in 1986,
boy.
Neil?
Oh, man.
Hey, you know what? You guys are killing me with this age thing. You know what? Let me tell you something. Age is just a number.
Yeah, a number that you have to be honest about.
Listen, by the way, that was a younger reference. You guys are making fun of me because of that, but that was R. Kelly.
Yeah, not necessarily a younger reference still,
Yeah,
Neil.
that's still pretty old.
Are you kidding me? No one in that room knows the reference? R. Kelly? I mean, you're in the music business. He's the guy who peed on people. How did you not know that?
We know
Yeah,
we know who R. Kelly is.
Yeah.
He just hasn't really been relevant for a few years.
For a decade.
Years.
Next thing you know, I'm going to end up at a Green Day concert. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Green Day.
What are you doing, dude?
Yes.
Oh my God. Change your profile picture and stop trying to get younger women, Neil.
Hey, when's the last time you looked at your website? I mean, hello, Airbrush City over there.
All right. Neil, I'm just going to put you out of
Wow.
your misery. Misery, that was an old movie you probably remember.
Kathy Bates. Right?
Yeah, Kathy Bates was in that, Neil. Andrea, would you like to go out with Neil on a second date? We will pay for it.
If I wanted to date my grandfather's best friend, I would say yes, but no.
Oh.
And good luck with your Social Security, Mr. Neal.
This is crazy. You know what I mean? You meet a nice guy, maybe he's got a couple years on you, shows you to a nice time, and you're blowing him off over an age. You know what? That's the problem with the kids today. They're always on the
there-
computers and everything.
Thank you for confirming everything for us, Neil.
Whippersnappers.
Appreciate it. Women love an artist. As a matter of fact, that's why it's called the Mona Lisa. Not a lot of people know that, because when Leonardo da Vinci painted it, all the ladies saw it and moaned. Little known art fact.
Oh,
and
thank you for our art education this morning.
sounds like we have a modern day Da Vinci on the phone with us. His name is Nathan. And I say that because Nathan apparently took the girl he wants to call today to a painting class.
Oh,
And
fun.
Nathan, did she moan?
A little.
What?
Nice.
Come on,
Right.
Nathan. Not
Yeah.
right off the top, all right? Listen, we got to work up to that kind of information.
I mean, I'm a good artist. What can I say?
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
Before you tell us about the date, first of all, what's her name?
Her name is Madeline.
Madeline. All right. And how did you meet Madeline?
We met online.
Okay.
Cool.
And what stood out about her?
I gotta say, she just kind of had these eyes, these nurturing eyes that kind of resonated with me. And
Okay. Good. I'm glad you described the eyes. I thought you were just going to leave it at she had these eyes. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
You don't have very high standards, do you, Nathan?
no, it did. It was really her eyes, and they stuck out to me.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, is that how you opened with her, like with a compliment about her eyes?
I did. I mean,
And
Good.
it worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, other than you hitting her up online about her eyes, obviously you guys went out. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on the phone for a second date. Tell us about your date.
well, I don't know. I thought it was something that we could talk and be interactive, so we did an art class with like wine and yeah.
And had you ever done one of those painting classes before?
I had once before.
Okay.
Yeah, not as a date.
Well, how'd it go as a date, other than just painting with your bros?
I mean, I thought pretty well.
Was there like a moment that sticks out about the date, whether that's good or bad?
Yeah, she liked my work, and she nudged me, and she was like, "You're like a modern Bob Ross," and I was like,
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah, because there is nothing sexier than Bob Ross.
No,
No.
for real.
Those happy little clouds. They're very happy.
Is that all you did then? Went painting?
No. We went to go to my apartment to actually hang it up.
Oh, that is a
That's cool.
smooth transition.
smart.
Was that your idea or hers? Because that's a pretty slick line.
You know, I said that I would like to hang it up, and she said, well, let's go hang it up at yours. She volunteered to come with me.
Okay.
Even better.
All
Okay.
right. And who held the nail?
She did.
Hey,
All right.
Nice you touched your nail, bro.
Yeah.
What happened back at the apartment? Was it on?
I made her tea, just like very relaxed, chill, and it was all good. We hung up the piece of work, and
Was that the only nailing that happened?
I know, like, get to the juicy part.
regrettably, first date, I didn't want to go too far, gentlemen.
Okay.
But after we hung it up, it was kind of weird, frankly. She told me she had to go meet her maintenance guy at her apartment.
What?
Okay, that's
Like
a
Yeah.
weird excuse to leave unless she had an appointment and knew about it earlier. But you'd think she would have told you that.
I don't know. I thought that was really weird because usually maintenance guys have keys to the building, and I don't know. I thought that was really weird.
Was this like a Friday night? Was it late?
It was Friday. It wasn't crazy late. It was like 10:30, 11.
Well,
pretty late
10:30
for
or
a
11, yeah,
maintenance guy.
that is kind of late.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. We were having a good time. It just
Okay.
seemed out of the blue.
So that was it. She left to go meet her maintenance guy. And did you get a kiss or a hug or anything like that?
Yeah, I gave her a hug, and it didn't feel like, she didn't pull away or anything. It felt nice.
That's good.
And then she left.
Why do I picture her using maintenance guy in quotes, like air quotes around it when she told you?
Whoa, like she's running off to the next guy or something?
I don't
Or
know.
something else?
Yeah.
Something other than you.
Wow.
Anything other
Yeah.
than you is what it sounds like. Have you talked to her since she left?
I haven't heard from her at all. No text, call in about 4 days.
And you've tried to get a hold of her?
I've definitely tried to get a hold of her.
So it seems like an excuse then. What do you think could have gone wrong?
Well, the only thing is, I like really strong teas, and I do, teas can have effect. And my experience, girls don't love, using the bathroom. So maybe that was just her quick idea to get out and
Because of the
go home and
cheese?
use the bath. Well, I mean, there are some teas that, do a number on your system.
Oh, teas.
And it-
I couldn't tell if you were
Yeah.
saying teas or cheese. Both can cause
Teas,
problems.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you're thinking maybe you gave her tea and it had a laxative effect and she's embarrassed now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well,
All right.
we'll play a song and then come back and call her and see if that is the reason she's not calling you back, all right?
All right, that'd be awesome.
Okay, hang on. We'll get your second date right after this. Right in the middle of a second date, and if you're just joining us, Nathan is on the phone, and he wants to call a girl named Madeline. They went out to an art class together and actually went back to his place to hang up the art, and that ends up being all that happened. They literally hung up the art. She had some tea, and then she made probably one of the lamest excuses to get out of a date that we've heard in second date history. So congratulations, Nathan. You have now made the record books and getting blown off in the worst way possible.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah, maybe not.
That's an honor.
She told Nathan she had to leave at like 10 or 11 o'clock on a Friday night because she had to let a maintenance guy into the building.
Even she in her head was like, really? A maintenance guy? That's all I
Yeah.
could think of?
And now Nathan is not getting a call back. All right, Nathan, we're going to try to get her on the phone. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Be prepared, Nathan, because I have a feeling you did something really wrong that you're very clueless about.
All right, well, let's find out.
Okay, all right, here we go. I'm going to dial her phone number right now.
Hello?
Hi, is this Madeline?
Yes?
Hey, Madeline, how are you? This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay.
Okay. How you doing?
I'm okay. What's this about?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. I'm calling you today because we got an email into our show about you.
Why? Why?
Another good question. You're full of good questions, Madeline. Because we do a segment on our show. It's called The Second Date. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them back after, they can email us to get you on the phone and ask what happened. And we got an email about you from a dude named Nathan.
What? Nathan?
Yes. Do you remember going out with a guy named Nathan?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Nathan emailed us because he said he had a really fun time with you. And he thinks that your excuse to leave late on a Friday night that the maintenance guy needed to be let into your building was just a really horrible excuse to get out of the date. And we all agree with him, by the way.
Yeah.
That sounds like the biggest excuse ever.
I don't remember what excuse I used. I already blocked him. I don't understand why you're calling me. I don't.
You've even blocked him?
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
He said that you guys went back to his apartment. Was there something creepy in there?
It just freaked me out. It was just really weird.
Can you tell us what was weird?
I just got this really bad vibe when I walked in. The place was just super clean. Like, it was just weird. I got a really bad vibe and creepy feeling.
Was there like something specific? Because super clean and he sounds like a nice guy who didn't want to push you to do anything you weren't ready for on a first date.
After an art class.
Yeah.
I just got this eerie feeling when I walked in. It was like serial killer clean, like sterile clean, like everything wiped out, not a speck of dust. It was just so strange. No guy's apartment's that clean. It's just,
So you're saying his place was too clean and it creeped you out?
yeah.
That's it? He had a clean place and that's why.
No, you got to understand, though, it wasn't just clean. Like, it was like a team of people came and wiped this place clean of fingerprints. It was just weird. And you know, when you just get that feeling inside, it's like something bad happened here.
What?
I need to go.
It made you think what? Do you think he's a serial killer or something?
No, I don't know, but I'm just saying it was way too clean, and
Something's wrong with that.
Maybe he's just, one of those OCD types that really like a clean house. Or maybe he read the decluttering book that everybody reads. And
it's not that clean unless you just moved in and took the plastic off of everything. There was nothing out of place. It's like a museum.
I think he
All
sounds
right.
dreamy. Can he move into my house and improve some things that I've got going on?
Go for it. That's on you. Be my guest. I don't want to be anywhere near him.
What about on the phone with him?
No, I don't even want to talk to him.
Oh, that's a shame. Because he's actually on the other line listening right now and wants to talk to you.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. Unless he hung up. Nathan, are you still there?
I'm here.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hi, Madeline.
Hi, Nathan. I guess you heard all that.
Yeah. I don't see a problem with my apartment being so clean.
It might not be a problem. It's unusual, and I'm just not used to that. And so, yeah.
Madeline, you're being really nonchalant when you were basically just accusing the guy of scrubbing his house because there was maybe dead bodies earlier in the evening.
She didn't know he was on the phone.
Wait, but that's what it sounded like. Like you're getting rid of all fingerprints. Nathan, have you killed anyone in your apartment?
Be
I
honest.
have not.
I'm sorry. I just got a weird vibe when I came in, and
Madeline, why would you want to be dirty?
Oh.
Why would you want that?
What?
I don't. I'm just saying your place is like so clean. It's just freaky.
I mean, I have had people comment on how clean it is, but I don't like dirty things. Dirty things really upset me.
Whoa.
Okay, so
Okay,
now
that did
I'm
sound a little
starting
crazy.
to get
Okay.
a little bit on Madeline's
Yeah.
side now,
That was
Nathan.
kind of creepy.
See? I'm not crazy.
I
Nathan,
don't think he meant it like
yeah.
that, you guys.
Did you mean it in the way that it sounded? Because it sounded super creepy the way you said that,
Yeah, you
Nathan.
said upsets you instead of a noise.
No, I didn't mean to be creepy.
You guys, give this guy, Madeline, I feel like you're missing out on possibly a really good guy because you're making a lot of implications on just a clean house.
I can clean my own house. Seriously.
Why?
I mean, would you rather have a dirty boy? Because I've known dirty boys, and I refuse to be a dirty boy.
What? Why is he like...
Are you just messing with us now, Nathan?
No,
Nathan,
you
are you like doing this on purpose?
Doing what?
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, never mind.
I mean, I've told you, if dirt is bad, it's the enemy. And if I see dirt, I will get rid of it. I like a clean apartment.
Get rid of it?
See, guys, what happens if I come in and my shoes are a little dirty or something like that? Like if we did.
There will be no dirty shoes in my apartment
Whoa. Okay.
Okay.
because I would ask you to take them off. I just don't like dirty things.
Okay.
But Nathan, what happens if we're eating and I drop something or spill something or make a mess? Then what?
Then we'll clean it up right away.
Okay.
Aren't you going to get angry at me?
I do not get angry. I just clean the dirt.
This is so strange.
Yeah. Huh.
Talk about a deep freeze.
Yeah, I mean, Nathan, you're obviously passionate about cleaning.
Huh.
Very. Madeline, listen, if you come over again, I will show you that we can make something dirty together, and then I will clean it up.
Okay. Sounds like a great second.
Yeah, it does. On that note, I'm just going to ask you, Madeline, would you like to go out with Nathan on a second date? We will pay for it, even if it's cleaning supplies.
As tempting as that is, I'm okay to not go.
Yeah.
You sure?
I feel like trusting your gut may not be a bad choice for you.
Well, Madeline, I'm really bummed that you'd rather date a dirty boy than me. You're making a mistake.
Stop saying dirty boy.
No, just...
All right, Madeline, so take care, because the dirty will be judged. Goodbye.
Oh, my God.
Okay, I think you need to do more than just block him.
Madeline, are you still there?
I'm a little freaked out and scared. I got rid of him with the blocking, and here you guys opened that back up like freaking Pandora's box.
He doesn't know anything about you other than your phone numbers and stuff, right?
Yeah, he doesn't know anything. He probably doesn't even know my last name. I blocked him on everything.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
that's
All right.
safe.
Yeah, you are safe. And I feel sorry for all the dirty boys out there right now because Nathan sounds like he might be fired up to do some cleaning tonight. I hope not.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know how the old saying goes, don't dip your wiener in the company pen holders.
Nope. Nobody puts wiener in that saying.
Don't give your wiener to a coworker.
No, it's don't dip your pen in the company
In the
ink.
company...
Wiener.
Oh, ink. That's weird. I don't know.
I'm the weird one.
Am I saying it wrong? I don't know. Anyway, Julian is on the phone today for a second date update. His email said that he met the girl who he wants to call today at work. So I'm guessing it's a coworker or something. Julian, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. So you're trying to dip your wiener in the pen ink,
Oh, right, enough.
right? Is that what this is about?
No, it's not at all.
Okay.
Thank God.
Tell us a little
Julian.
bit about the girl that you want to call today. She's a coworker?
Well, she's not a coworker. She came in purchasing supplies at the office that I work at. So I guess she's kind of a client coworker.
Nice.
Okay.
Seal the deal there.
Customer. So did you ask her out while she came in to deal with, like...
Well, no, because I think that's unprofessional. Basically what happened is she came in and she was working with me, or I was working for her, however you want to say it. I didn't want to cross the line, I guess. And then she ended up coming back because she hadn't got her parking ticket validated in the lot.
And then you validated it with your wiener.
Oh, my God. Enough with
Am
the
I
wiener.
right? Or am I right?
No. I validated it and then had a nice conversation with her when I walked her out to the lot.
Okay, well, where's the wiener come into this thing? I haven't heard anything about a wiener yet.
No, there was no wiener involved in the validation. Anyways, I asked her if she would like to get dinner on Friday night, and she said she would, and I got her number, and I called her, and we went to dinner.
What's her name, by the way?
Christina.
Christina, and how was dinner with Christina?
Dinner was good. I mean, I feel like we had a lot of chemistry, and I like veal, and not everybody likes veal. And she wanted the veal, too. So we ended up ordering the same thing, which I thought was kind of a cool thing. And dinner went good.
You guys both ordered veal. In other words, you're both fans of slaughtering baby calves. I like that about both of you.
Little lamb.
Seems nice.
That's not what I think about when I'm eating veal. I like the way veal tastes. I'm not worrying about the process.
Oh, that's why I like it. I picture the whole thing go on while I'm eating veal.
Not why I like it. Not why I like it at all.
Oh.
Actually, you're making me like it a lot less by giving me that story.
So if dinner went well and everything else, why do you think she's not calling you back?
I don't know. I mean, there were a couple things now I'm trying to run the night through my head. And like, did I do something wrong? Did I have, my fly open or my food in my face or how I ate?
There's the fly open.
There's the wiener.
The wiener. I knew it. I could tell just talking to you that you're a wiener guy. I knew it.
Yeah, you're right. How did you figure me out? Oh my God. But realistically, the only things that I think that could have possibly not gone well, I did have to take a work call, which I don't like to have to take work calls if I'm on a date, but I was expecting a client to call, so I had to walk away.
Did you tell her at the beginning of the night that was going to happen?
I did not tell her that I was expecting a call, but when I got back, I said, hey, this was an important job call. I had to take it.
Well, did you leave her stranded by herself for like a half an hour while you were on some conference call or something?
Well, no, I stayed at the table for a minute and then walked away, but it was no more than 15 minutes long. I mean, and she had an appetizer and some wine, so...
Okay, so it wasn't. I have a hard time thinking that would be the reason not to call you back if you're like, hey, sorry, it's an important work call.
Yeah, me too. And then the only other thing, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to say the restaurant, but veal is a particular type of food, and if you like veal, you like veal. But I thought that it was okay, and I kind of was like, oh, how's your veal? And she's like, oh, it's great, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, she's asked me, and I was like, it's all right, it's okay. And maybe, I don't know, maybe she thought I was being hypercritical or a snob about the food, but I wasn't. I was just giving my honest opinion.
Honestly, I think both would be a red flag for me. Like, obviously, if a guy's taking a call in the middle of a Friday night date, he's going to be putting work in front of me our entire relationship.
Wow.
I mean,
how girls think.
I'm just saying, like...
Wait. But first off, you have to understand, she's in the same business. She knows that I'm in sales.
Yeah, but she wasn't taking a call during the dinner.
Because she's a buyer. She's not a seller.
She's not as important as I am.
I see. My bad.
So how did...
No, she understands that sales, there are other time zones, there's other people that are working at different hours, where when you're buying, you're not as... I don't want to say in demand, but sometimes you have to answer the phone when you're selling, because if you don't, you lose out on sale, then you lose out on money, and then you can't afford the dinner.
I think a red flag would be taking your wiener out at the dinner table, like you said you did earlier.
Okay, for the record, I didn't take out my wiener for any portion of the date, not during dinner or after or anything.
All right. So when we call her and ask why she's not calling you back,
she's not going to say that, I'm sure.
All right. How did everything end with her?
I kind of went in for a kiss, and I kind of got more of a handshake, hug kind of thing. But it was a first date, so...
Was it awkward?
I don't think it was awkward. It wasn't like I was like an inch from her lips and she, stuck her hand to me. It was, I was kind of coming in kind of to like hug, kiss, and she kind of put her hand up a little bit. So it was, that's all.
So she shut you down.
No, it wasn't a shutdown. It was just.
That wasn't a shutdown? Yeah. Sure sounds like a shutdown to me if you go for a kiss and you get a handshake.
Hand to the face.
Have you heard anything from her since your date?
No, I called her once, and I've texted her 3 times.
Okay. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Julian is on the phone with us, and today he wants to call a girl named Christina. And Julian claims that he wasn't shut down at the end of the date when he went in for a kiss and she shook his hand instead. He still says that wasn't him getting shut down. But in my definition of getting shut down, that is probably the best way to describe it.
Listen, I didn't get shut down. I went in for a kiss. You know what? It was a professional date. It was a work thing, so it wasn't appropriate. I understand. But I didn't get shut down.
Either way, I think you got shut down.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to get her on the phone and see why she's not calling you back. Here we go. Dial the phone number right now.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Christina, please?
Yeah, this is she.
Christina, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay. Why are you calling me? What is this?
I'm calling you because one of our listeners asked if I could get you on the phone to ask you a few questions.
Okay, that's really weird.
It's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update. So you recently went out on a date with a dude named Julian.
Okay.
And Julian emailed us and said that you haven't been responding to any of his text messages or phone calls. So he thought maybe we could get you on the phone and find out why you're not calling Julian back.
All right.
He told us how you met. You know, you're like a client where he works, and he asked you out, and he said you guys went out to dinner and had a pretty fun time.
That's what he told you.
Yes.
Good time?
So you didn't have a good time.
I wouldn't call it that, no.
Okay, what was wrong with it then? Because according to him, everything was great. He thought maybe he seemed like a food snob to you because he disagreed with you on the veal that you guys ordered.
Yeah, he definitely has a very refined palate. That's one way to put it.
Okay.
He
also said that he took a phone call in the middle of the date.
Yeah, he did. It was a little rude.
Okay. Yeah, I could see how that would upset you.
I mean, that wasn't even the worst part of the date.
What was the worst part then?
I mean, he's a very smooth sales guy, but he's kind of got this seething anger underneath all of it.
Did you say seething? He was seething anger underneath his charismatic salesman personality?
I mean, yeah, that's literally the best adjective I can pick to describe it, seething anger.
What happened? Because when he described the date to us, he didn't say anything about anger or being pissed off. Right?
He's a very, very picky person and a very shallow person and quite rude, actually.
What did he do?
I mean, for example, he was super picky about the wine. I ordered red wine, and it was brought to me, I guess, in a white wine glass, and he got extremely upset, and he turned it away and made them bring it back.
Is he one of those a-holes at the restaurant that, like, acts like he owns the place when he's somewhere and that nothing's good enough for him?
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly. Like, he went to the bathroom, and when he came back, he was in this huge huff, and he said, you know, there's no more f***ing paper towels in the bathroom. You know, this is a fancy restaurant and an establishment, and people should be refilling these paper towels. And he was going on and on about this tiny, insignificant thing that...
How dare they?
Oh, my gosh.
It is
I
annoying
know.
when they don't have paper towels. I will say that. But I don't know if I'd ever get that pissed off about it.
It's not angry. It's annoying.
It happens.
Yeah.
The absolute worst part of the entire night, that paper towel thing wasn't even it. I mean, he completely dressed down the waiter and just disrespected him when we were leaving. And as he's leaving, he says, I paid $40 for a piece of veal I wouldn't feed to my dead grandmother. He goes on and he says, oh, you're lucky I don't come back and burn this place down to the ground. And I was like...
Did I hear you correctly? He threatened to burn the place down?
He did. He threatened to burn it to the ground.
He said that to the waiter?
I'm 100% serious. That was the comment of the night.
I've complained to restaurants before, but I've never threatened to burn them down.
Kill everyone
Yeah,
here.
I will destroy this place.
Did he realize what he was saying, or did he act like this is just normal banter at a restaurant?
No, he knew exactly what he was saying. When we were leaving the restaurant, he turned to me, and then his attitude completely changed, and he made it sound like I had been suffering, and I was the victim, and that everything was absolutely horrible, and... You know, it was things I didn't really care. It was so insignificant.
In his mind, he must have been standing up for you.
Yeah, I really want him to stand up for me and burn down the restaurant we were eating at.
You know, some girls would be thankful for that. Some girls would be like, what a man.
Chivalry is
Yes, he's a true gentleman. He threatened to burn down a restaurant in my honor.
I know, it was really ridiculous. So, I mean, I said goodnight, and I'm going to leave it at that.
That's understandable,
Yeah,
I guess.
I'd want to get out of there as soon as possible.
Threats of arson on a first date usually aren't a good thing.
I don't want to talk to that ass ever again.
Well, that's a shame because he's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
Hey, Christina, I wasn't angry. I was standing up for you. I was standing up for having good service at a restaurant. I mean, I work hard for my money. And you know what? The service sucked and the food sucked and there was no paper towels. What kind of place doesn't have paper towels? You have to wash your hands to go eat and they don't want you to dry your hands. I mean, right? I'm not going to not wash my hands. I looked, I saw there was no paper towels, and now I'm like, I'm going to wipe it on my pants, and I'm going to walk out, and it's going to look like my pants are wet. So I couldn't even impress you with that. I was like, I wasn't angry. I was being chivalry. I mean, I was defending you.
You threatened to burn the place down. I mean, how is that chivalrous? That's just threatening.
Okay. I think I shouldn't have said that. That was me getting frustrated because I was like, okay, the paper towels is one thing. The wine was another thing. The appetizer is another thing. The veal was another thing. I got so frustrated. I was trying.
You gotta stop talking. I've heard this already. I heard it at the restaurant. I'm hearing it again. You're just repeating yourself. You know, if you keep focusing on little insignificant things and being a rude ass to everybody, like, I don't know how women can stand to go on a date with you. It's no wonder you've been divorced twice.
What?
Whoa, wait. You just brought up my 2 divorces, my ex-wives. I shared that with you. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's rude. That's mean.
But that's an example. It's 2 strikes, and so this woman clearly couldn't deal with all of your crap, and neither can I.
My crap, because I want good customer service, because I'm at a restaurant and I want good customer service.
You can be a decent human being and be respectful about it.
You weren't respectful. You just brought up my ex-wife.
This isn't about you. This is about people in the service industry. You don't have to threaten people.
You know what? I'm in the sales industry. You know what? I take care of customers. They need to take care of customers. You should know this. I mean, we're in this industry.
Look, I don't even know what to say. I've stated my case. I don't know.
In the service industry, sometimes you have to put your foot down to get some respect. So I was doing that with the waiter in the restaurant. And you know what? I think you need to show me a little respect because you know what? I was defending you.
I think so, too. That's why I'd like to ask Christina, would you like to go on a second date with Julian?
Holy crap.
We will pay for it.
Hell no. No, I don't.
You answered so quickly there.
Not if he's going to talk to me like that. No way.
Julian,
Are you sure? I mean, I could find you guys a great restaurant that Julian could burn down.
I'm going to pass on that.
You know what? If you want to settle for mediocre service, then you know what? Go date some schlep who will take you to the drive-thru. I want to go to a 4-star restaurant where they treat you like a customer. We're right. We are supposed to get this stuff. Come on. I mean, really. Think about
You know what? You've pushed the envelope so far. I was fine just not going another date with you, but you know what? I really don't want to do business with someone who has ethics like you.
Oh, now you're taking personal and you're putting it in business, really?
I'm going to tell the people I work with, my company will not be doing business with your company anymore.
Are you kidding me? Based on a date?
You know, it wasn't a date. It was your f***ing attitude that did it. I'm done with this conversation. Goodbye.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Julian.
Whoa, what just happened?
You didn't get a second date, and I think you might be losing your job soon, too, over this.
Because I want customer service?
Well, I think it's because you threatened to burn the place down.
Yeah, you're a total douchebag about it.
I apologize for the burning the place down. I mean, that was, it was one bad thing after another, and it pushed me beyond. But I mean, the rest of the stuff was all customer service. No paper towels, slow service, bad food, wrong glasses.
We know the list, man.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
You know you must have really screwed up on a date if you actually save somebody's life and you still don't get a call back.
What? Yeah, for real.
Yeah. I don't know what you could have done, Patrick, but that's what happened on Patrick's date. He said he actually helped save somebody's life, but he's still not getting a call back.
Oh, my God.
What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Dude, this
Pretty
sounds
good.
like an insane date.
You know what? It was honestly one of the craziest experiences I've ever had.
Oh,
Whoa.
I bet.
You said you saved somebody's life. Unless that happens to you all the time, I would have to think it's a crazy experience.
No, I don't do that all the time. Actually,
I know. I figured that you didn't.
He's
but thank
actually-
you for clarifying. Before we talk about what happened, let's talk about the girl you went out with a little bit. What's her name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. All right. And where did you meet Jennifer?
We met on an app, actually.
Okay, that's pretty common. Was there anything that stood out to you about her?
I mean, she'd actually done a couple of triathlons, and I used to do some, and we just kind of got going back and forth about our training routine, and we just kind of hit it off, and we had some common ground.
Okay.
That's always nice. It gives you something to talk about, at least to get things rolling.
Yeah. I mean, she's actually really accomplished, so I just, I kind of wanted to impress her, but wanted to,
not act like I was impressing her kind of thing, you know?
Okay. So I want to get to the part where you saved somebody's life because I'm curious about that. But did you have a good time with her? What'd you guys do?
Well, she was awesome. I made restaurant reservations
Oh, nice.
at this super fancy place.
Oh, so you wanted to impress her if you're making reservations at places like that.
I did, you know, and I had just gotten a promotion at work, so I was actually kind of spoiling myself.
Nice.
I just had a good feeling about this girl, so yeah, I plopped down for this,
Okay.
and it was going really well. I had actually done some training beforehand that day, so I had forgotten to eat in between my last training and meeting with her because I was kind of running over there.
Oh.
And yeah, so by the time we got to the restaurant, I was super hungry.
Yeah. Your stomach's like eating itself.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was doing a lot of the talking for me, unfortunately.
Okay.
Oh,
Were you
okay.
hangry? Were you like hangry and upset with her the whole time until you ate?
You know what? I get a little more zened out, like before the hangry happens. I was getting to the hangry.
Okay.
But, you know, when I get food in front of me, sometimes that need just kind of takes over.
Oh
What'd
my
you do
God.
to your food?
Yeah.
Well, I have a very personal relationship with it, we'll say.
What does
All
that
right, maybe
mean?
that's the reason
I
you're
don't
not getting the
get
call
it.
back. I mean, if you're doing what I think, when it sounds to me like you did with your meal, I wouldn't call you back.
It sounds like you shouldn't be doing that in public
Yeah.
spaces, whatever it is.
You need to only eat in private.
I just need to chew my food a certain amount of times before I swallow it. I was taught at a very young age that you have to chew your food or you won't be savoring it.
You count while you're chewing.
It's sort of a rhythmic thing.
Interesting.
So it's more of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Wait,
right.
are you able to multitask and, I don't know, have conversation while your rhythm chewing is going on?
Absolutely. I've actually we talked about the triathlons. I've done it on the bike a few times.
Oh, chewing while you're...
I still don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, neither do I.
Those little gummies that they give you for energy as you're going down the final stretch. You run out of energy and you have to eat these chewy gummy things, and it's actually the perfect way to rhythmically pump with the bike as you're chewing your food. So
Okay. Well, rhythmic pumping was not where I thought this conversation would go.
Or what it usually means on a date.
Yeah. What about the part where you saved somebody's life? How did that happen?
Right. So we pay the check, we leave the restaurant, and we see this commotion gathering about a half a block away from the restaurant on the sidewalk. And we just kind of didn't think of anything of it at first, but this commotion started growing. Somebody was yelling, "Help."
Oh, no.
So we walked over to see what was going on. And there was a man on the ground that had collapsed.
Oh, no.
And was not breathing. Coincidentally, at my work, I just got a promotion, so I had new responsibilities, and they trained me in CPR. So
that's
crazy.
awesome.
I told you this was one of the most insane experiences I've ever had.
And so did you actually do CPR or did you screech and run away? And forget everything you learned?
I did everything that I learned the previous day.
That's great.
And it took a couple of times. I had to go through it. I hate to say it, but I had to give this guy mouth to mouth one time.
It's saving a life. It's okay.
Yeah, I think it's all right if you're saving somebody.
I hope so. I mean, if you can't kiss a dude when you're saving his life, when can you?
I know.
I don't think
On
it's
a date,
kissing.
when you're on a date.
Oh my God, are you guys that scared of male-on-male touch that
So-
you consider it kissing?
Did it work?
I was able to revive him, and when he opened his eyes, I can't remember a more important thing that I have done in my life.
That is really beautiful. That really is. I mean, timing, right?
I mean, it's just one of those once-in-a-lifetime things that I don't know will ever repeat itself. So
Okay, and what'd your date think?
we had a really great conversation and a really great time, but this was a moment where we really saw each other.
That's deep.
That's really intense.
Yeah. Sounds like it was more of your moment than hers, though, because she's not calling you back.
Either that or it was her moment and she freaked her out.
I wish I knew.
We'll play a song, come back, and get your second date, and see if we can figure out why she isn't calling you back, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, hang on. Right in the middle of a second date, and if you're just joining us, Patrick is on the phone, and he wants to call Jennifer. They went out for dinner, but he ended up saving somebody's life after the date. When they were leaving, apparently a man had passed out outside the restaurant, and Patrick performed CPR on the dude and then revived him.
Yeah.
And Patrick, I was thinking about it, and if we find out that, like, you set this whole thing up
What?
to look like a hero on
That
your
didn't
first
even
date,
cross my mind.
I got to tell you, I would be so proud of you. So proud. I don't know about everybody else, but I will be so proud of you if you set that up.
Yeah, I don't think I can give myself that much credit.
Yeah,
all right.
really. Well, I mean, have you talked to her at all since your date?
No, I've tried to reach out to her several times, and I mean, not too many,
Right.
I mean, it is pretty crazy that she hasn't called you back, even if she didn't like you that much. I mean, you guys, that's a pretty intense thing to share.
I thought it was a pretty special moment myself.
Okay.
Okay, that's probably not the right way to describe a man almost dying, but whatever.
Yeah.
After, when he came back.
Okay.
That was the special moment. Okay, I'm going to dial her phone number right now and see if we can figure it out. Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, is this Jennifer?
this is.
Jennifer, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. Well, have a good day.
No, don't hang up.
I'm just confused. Sorry.
What are you confused about?
Like, why are you guys calling?
Oh, okay. I can help you with that
Okay,
if you want.
please.
I'm calling you today because one of our listeners sent us an email about you.
About me?
Mm-hmm.
It got even more confusing just now, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Well, we do a segment on our show called The Second Date. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and end up not calling them after, they can email us and we'll get you on the phone and try to find out what happened. So Patrick emailed us and asked us to call you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he told us about your date, even the part where he said he saved a dude's life.
Yeah.
And he also told us that he's tried to reach out to you a few times, but he's heard nothing.
Yeah. This is crazy. Okay. Yeah.
Your date sounded crazy.
It was crazy to say the least. Yeah. The CPR part was insane.
Okay. I guess the question we all had is, how do you go out on a date with somebody and they actually end up saving someone's life and then you don't call them back? Was he that bad?
Yeah.
Well, it makes it sound terrible. I don't know. I guess, like, I think Patrick's, nice, and obviously, like, him saving that life was, like, really, I don't know what to say, like, heroic and great. But, like, I just didn't feel like he was a match. I don't know.
Just no chemistry or what?
I mean, there was chemistry, but, like, honestly, okay, I don't know. I'm just going to be honest, I guess, since we're doing this. Like, I was just driving home, like, he got me an Uber, and, like, at first I thought it was, like, really great that he gave CPR to the homeless person, and, like, I mean, he saved a life, so that's amazing, but I just, like, realized that he, like, gave CPR to a homeless person, and
you think that they should all die?
What?
Yeah, wait, hold up.
no.
Whatever you like, the way you just said that made you sound
Yeah.
totally and completely evil, heartless. I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Bill, that's not what I meant.
He revived a homeless person and they're a scourge on our city, and I don't know why he would do that.
No, okay. What I meant was that, like, I just feel like a lot of homeless people probably have, like, some diseases. And
What?
yeah, and I just kind of felt like if he, basically kissed a homeless person like that, like, he probably got something. And I just, like, I've had friends, I don't know.
Are you
Okay,
freaking kidding me?
So you feel like he's dirty now?
What is your problem?
I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm just being honest. I just feel like he probably has something, and I don't want to get it.
Okay.
Okay. Hold up. You sound like, one, the least medical person ever. Okay. And two, that is, I mean, those are so many, like, maybes, what ifs.
I know, but it's enough, I guess, for me. I don't know.
What do you think he has?
I have no idea.
I would start with TB.
What? Oh my God,
And then I would
you
work
guys.
back from there.
Probably one of the
Oh my
hepatitis.
God.
Yeah, at
I'm
least the
dying right
hepatitis.
now.
Like, A, B, or C. I don't know. They might even have a new one. Who knows?
So wait, hold up. If he hadn't been there and you walked out and you saw a man unresponsive on the street and you judged him as homeless, even though you'd actually probably don't even know that he's technically homeless or not, you wouldn't save them for fear of getting a disease?
I in that situation, I don't think that I would like be able to just jump right in and like save a life. Like, so I just think in general, like I would be too. I wouldn't know how to do that, and like So I just think that it's a moot point.
Okay.
Oh, man.
The bottom line is the reason that you didn't call him back is you think he might have contracted something from a homeless man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've heard that after a date. That's been a lot of reasons that I haven't gotten a call back.
Yeah, you're contracting things is for different reasons.
Jennifer, I do need to let you know that Patrick is on the other line listening to this conversation and wants to talk to you, though.
Okay.
Patrick?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
I don't think I know what to say.
Sorry.
I'm just, you know what? I mean, I gotta just say, I'm in shock. I can't believe that you would think that.
Are you like in nice shock? Because I'm in like furious shock over here.
I don't know. I mean, I'm actually just kind of confused because from your profile and from the conversations we had before and during our date, you seem like a really educated young lady. And I'm just confused. I'm just confused that you would think that I could contract a disease from a brief encounter with a man's mouth.
I mean, yeah, you explain it like that. Who knows, right?
I had to give him mouth to mouth. He was not responding to the initial CPR that I was giving him, so I had to do what I did.
I mean, I totally get it, and I think that, again, it was, like, very heroic and amazing. You should have done it. I just think that I'm allowed to have my own feelings about it afterwards. That guy looked like he had a disease. Like
You can't. No. What made him look like he had a disease? Give us some details.
I'm just like his hair was just like so like tangled.
Oh, and tangled hair disease.
So no.
I mean, he pretty much just looked like a hipster to me, Jennifer.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously,
Very thin
though,
line between homeless and hipster.
like you're kissing dudes that you meet on apps. You think that they don't have disease? Like they have just as much chance for disease as a homeless guy on the street.
I mean, now I don't know. I just like I don't want to debate about this for forever. Like this is how I feel, and I just don't really want to deal with that. Like I'm super focused right now, and I'm like healthy, training, so I just don't want to deal with like any of that stuff.
I am still so blown away by your reaction to this, but if it makes you feel better, I can't believe I'm saying this. I will go and I will get tested. If it means
For what? Everything?
Yeah, what are you going to have them test you for?
How do you even want to go out with her again, Patrick?
I just want to prove it to her. I just want to prove it to her that me saving this man's life in no way put me in harm's way or possibly gave me a disease. I just want to disprove that theory.
Okay.
Honestly, like, I don't know. I think it's just still too soon, and like something can still come up, and so you can get.
Yeah, some of that stuff can take months, Jennifer, before it actually pops up on a test.
Because the problem is it's her feeling. It's not actual science or actual facts. Now that's just an opinion. I don't get that, Jennifer. You think every ER doctor and ER nurse in this country has a disease because of people that they've helped?
No, I just think that maybe Patrick does.
All right, well, Jennifer, would you like to go out on a second date with Patrick? We'll pay for it. We'll even pay for his health screening.
I honestly, I'm sorry. Like, I know, Patrick, you seem super nice, and like, I like can tell you're making a lot of effort, even just like with the phone call. But like, I just don't think I can.
Oh, this is so dumb.
I guess I can't really argue with that. Rejection is God's protection. So.
Okay.
Really? I thought it was Trojan.
I'm with you.
Well, I guess I should have used protection when I was saving this man's life.
Yes.
Oh my God,
So
that
from
is
now
not
on,
what we learned here, you guys.
Before you perform CPR, always make sure you have some protection on you, okay?
Mouth guard.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Nothing is sexier to a woman than a hot computer programmer making all that dough, rolling around town in his badass automobile with Italian leather seats, sitting next to a dude that smells like bum pee. I'm, of course, talking about riding the bus. There's nothing sexier than a computer programmer who rides the bus. Am I right or am I right? And that's who's on the phone with us today. His name is Adam. He's a computer programmer who has a bus pass. And I point that out because he actually made his date pick him up for his first date. Her name is Robin, and that's the girl that he wants to call today. Adam, what's up? How are you?
I'm all right. How are you guys doing?
Gosh, Adam, with all this sexy talk, I almost took my top off for you.
If only you had a webcam.
Where'd you meet the girl that you went out with?
Well, we actually met through a couple of mutual friends.
Okay.
They thought that we would get along because we're both kind of similar. We both kind of keep to ourselves a little bit more introvert. I work in front of a computer a lot. Obviously, you already made fun of me about that. But they kind of set us up a little bit on the internet, and we were chatting on Messenger for a few times, and we agreed to set the date up.
The interesting part about your email to me was that you made her come pick you up because you ride the bus. You don't have a car, or?
Well, yeah, no, I don't have a car right now. I ride the bus because it's just, it works for my lifestyle right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really need a car or a car payment, or, you got to pay the car note and the insurance, and I'm trying to save some money because, I want bigger and better things, and I just don't really need a car right now.
I think that's really respectable. Was she, turned off by that, you think?
I don't think so. When we were talking, I didn't really get too much into it. But
No, I think you're good. Anytime I've heard a woman talk about a guy who has to take the bus, they're always super impressed by it.
Hey, I dated a bus guy. It's fine.
Well, you can laugh at it, but I mean, there's a lot of people that spend a lot of money for a lot of cars that they can't afford.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm just saying.
Look at you,
that. I agree with you. I'm just saying it could be awkward for a girl when she has to pick you up for a date because you have to take the bus.
Yeah, and I can understand that. I mean, that's the one downside about not having a car is that aspect of it.
Yeah, but once she picked you up, how was the date? Was it good?
Well, when she got there a little bit early, I had made reservations, so we had a little bit of time to kill, and I asked her if she wanted to come in, of course, and I was still kind of, getting on the tail end of getting ready, and she was kind of like a female me. And
how so? What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, she just was. I mean, she's into gaming a little bit. I like gaming. We kind of talked a little bit about that, and she is also has kind of an IT job, which is similar to my job. She works on computers all day, but she was really cute and maybe a little bit out of my league. But hey, I wasn't going to complain.
So when you met her in person, you were actually impressed.
Well, yeah. If you know anything about the computer industry, it's not flooded with hot girls.
I can't imagine.
Really? Weird. I thought it was just models walking around everywhere on both male and female side of things.
Yeah, go figure that.
Yeah.
All right. So how did everything go, though, when you guys actually went out on your date?
Well, she got to my place, my apartment, and I was kind of coming back and forth out of the bedroom and talking to her while I was getting ready. And then all of a sudden I walked out, and she's like, "Do you have a cat?" And I said, "Yeah, he's probably around here somewhere. His name's Jasper."
Mm-hmm.
And she gave me like a weird look. I don't want to say like a look of horror, but it was almost that. And she's like, "I'm allergic to cats."
Oh.
And I was like, "Yeah, okay, well let's get out of here. I'm ready to go." I was putting my shoes on. She's like, "No, I'm just not really feeling very well," and she said she had to go, and she had to go take some medicine or something, and she took off.
How serious was this cat allergy?
I don't know. I mean, she looked pretty serious, but fast forward 5 days, and I text her, make sure she was all right, and she hasn't responded, and I don't want to be all creepy and keep texting her and calling her, but I asked our friends that set us up, and they said she's coming to work, but when they asked her about the date, or I guess the lack thereof, she's not really talking about it.
So do you believe her with the cat allergy, that it's that severe? And
Well, I mean, she looks serious. I don't know why she would have a reason to lie to me.
I'm just saying, like, if you had that severe of cat allergy, you'd probably be used to asking people before you entered their home whether or not they had a cat.
Or bringing your medicine with you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I never really dealt with anybody who had a cat allergy. I don't really know the protocol.
All right. So you haven't heard anything from her since that experience?
Nah, that was it.
Okay. Maybe she did make it up. Any idea why she would make that up?
I don't know. Maybe she didn't like my face.
She's like, yeah, man, I'm actually allergic to your face. Sorry. All right.
What can I say? That's why I emailed you guys.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
All right, cool. Thanks.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
A lot of people that listen to the first part of today's second date update might think the girl that we're about to call should be ripped for probably faking a cat allergy to get out of a date. Adam, you said that she went over to your house and she saw that you had a cat and kind of freaked out and got scared and left. And then she showed up to work the next couple of days because you guys have mutual friends that are coworkers. I think she should be commended for obviously getting deathly ill from the cat and then getting like a blood transfusion and still managing to make it into work the next day. I think that's very impressive. And she definitely didn't lie to you at all, Adam.
You guys don't think that she had a cat allergy?
I think you're just catching on to that, Adam.
Yeah. No, I don't think she had a cat allergy. If you're just tuning in for the second date update, that's what happened. Adam met this girl named Robin through mutual friends. She came over to his house to pick him up for the date because he doesn't have a car. She saw his cat and then said she had a cat allergy and hasn't talked to him ever since. But we think maybe she made it up just to get out of the date because we've heard of things like that happening quite a bit. All right, Adam, I'm about to get her on the phone and find out if the cat allergy is real, okay?
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Robin, please?
Yeah, this is Robin.
Hey, Robin, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a morning radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
A morning show? What do you mean?
It's like a radio morning show, We play a bunch of really bad music and talk in between it.
Why are you calling me?
So we recently got an email from a guy named Adam.
That's weird. Why?
Because you guys recently went out on a date and now you won't call him back. It's a segment we do called the Second Date Update. We do it on our show all the time. Adam told us that you guys met through mutual friends and that you were supposed to go out on a date, but right before you guys were about to leave his house, you said you had a cat allergy and then left.
That's true.
Okay,
It's a true story. I don't know what else you need to know. That's what happened.
Okay, well, we're all speculating that maybe you were lying about the cat allergy. Is that true?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't have a cat allergy.
I don't know about that.
So, did you lie about it?
You can tell us.
I don't think I want to talk about it, you guys.
Oh,
But why would you leave right then and not even give him at least the effort of just one date?
I had a good reason. Just let's leave it at that. Okay, I just want to move forward and forget about it.
Well, can you just tell us a little something? I mean, we talked to Adam. He seems like a really nice guy, and he's just kind of confused.
Creepy.
Did you say creepy?
Creepy, believe me, creepy.
This phone call is creepy, or Adam is creepy?
That's a good question.
Adam is creepy.
What did he do that was creepy? You barely spent, like 15 minutes with him?
It was enough. 15 minutes too long.
Oh!
What did he do?
He took this box out, and he said he wanted to show me something. It was in his closet, and he had a drone in it.
Okay.
And then he started showing me like the stuff he's like the footage that he took, via the drone.
Uh-huh.
And it turns out like his personal hobby, when he's not at work, he just like spies on his neighbors.
What?
Like he's stalking his neighbors?
No, not really stalking, just observing them, like their daily habits. And like he got really excited when he showed me one family because he said they eat spaghetti every Friday night. So like, how does he know they eat spaghetti every Friday night? He's been observing that, and he was just cracking up like a little kid. And I found it so creepy and so off-putting. I thought of the first excuse I could to get out of there. I just told him about my cat allergy.
That is strange. And you're sure the footage isn't just like on accident? I'm just hoping that it's like he's out practicing flying his drone and he happens to be by a house every Friday.
Because he has footage ongoing, and he was cracking up. Like I said, he knew that one family ate spaghetti on Fridays. I think Tuesday nights another family, or maybe it was the same, they have tuna fish. It's like, this is probably all he does. He goes to work, maybe he works from home, and he does this. That's
So he
it.
flies his drone around the neighborhood filming his neighbors.
Yeah.
And what's weird is that he doesn't realize that it's abnormal, because if he did, he wouldn't show you the footage.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, but I mean, it's just even weirder. It weirded me out. I don't want to talk to him ever again. I don't want to see him.
Yeah.
I got a weird feeling.
He's a pretty sneaky guy, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, creepy.
Yeah. He's actually on the phone listening right now. That's how sneaky he is. And he wants to talk to you. Yeah.
He is not on the phone. No way.
Yes, he is.
Hi, Robin.
Oh my God.
Well, I obviously have been listening to the whole conversation, and I kind of showed you that footage in confidence, and I didn't feel the need to expand too far on it. That's not my hobby. That's another business.
What?
It's another business?
Wait, taking creepy videos of people in their homes while they eat dinner is your business?
No, it's not a creepy video business. It's me and a friend of mine got contracted a while back to create a new app that would expand upon something like a Google Maps to get better aerial footage of different neighborhoods. And we started in one geographic neighborhood. And yeah, I think it's funny that that family eats spaghetti every night, but I could really care less what they're doing. We're trying to map the entire city.
Wow.
I don't know if I believe you.
Well, I mean, there's nothing to believe. I mean, it's an app that's been in development. I'd be more than happy to show it to you, but you kind of sound off-put anyway. That's not it's not a creepy kind of thing. We're literally trying to map the entire city so that we can move to another city and start mapping that city with better views, with better aerial views. I wasn't trying to show you something that I have a weird hobby of peeking in people's backyards. I don't care what people do. I'm trying to make my life better. That's why I ride the bus.
You sound so defensive. You didn't explain this to me when you were showing it to me, so, I don't quite feel comfortable to believe all this.
Well, the reason why maybe I sound defensive is because you lied to me about being allergic to my cat and just took off and didn't respond to text messages.
I guess that is a good point. Why didn't you just respond to him and tell him what's going on?
Because I told you guys already, I didn't want him to come to my neighborhood and start taping me. I didn't want to antagonize him. I'm a woman. You shouldn't question why I don't text back a man. My security.
How dare I?
He lies on people. And it's creepy for him to say, why didn't you text me back? Because I don't like you. I don't want to see you again. Deal with it.
To be honest with you, I mean, you're a good-looking girl on the outside, but you're not very good-looking on the inside. So don't flatter yourself.
You know what?
thinking
Again,
that I'm
I
gonna
need
come to your
to go.
neighborhood
But the
and
point is,
take
a
aerial
woman's
footage of
protecting
your
herself,
backyard.
and she's told she's unattractive, because of that. And that's just like classic misogyny. So you're not the kind of guy I want to be around. Plenty of men get it.
Kind of
You don't.
thing.
Let's move on.
Well, I don't want to be around liars, I guess.
Good. Then you don't want to be around me because I lied about
No.
my cat allergy, and I would do it again.
I don't. I'm over this phone call. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your help.
Oh my, that escalated really quickly.
And this whole time, all I can think about is there's going to be a new map that's super creepy and shows people in their houses out there.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever used Google Maps?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, well, this is a better version that is probably going to get bought out by Google.
Well, congratulations. You'll be a rich billionaire, but you'll be all alone. Congratulations.
Whatever.
Well, I guess, I don't know. I obviously shouldn't ask the question, but I guess I'll ask it anyway. Robin, would you like to go on a second date with Adam? I'll pay for it.
No, thanks.
All right, you can pay for it yourself. I don't want to do the whole like, hey, male should pay thing. You can pay for it yourself if you want.
Screw you. I know what you're doing.
I'm asking if you want to go out with him again.
Yeah, she's
I
on
don't
to you,
know.
Jubal.
Yeah.
She got it.
We both work with computers. The reason why I showed you any of that was because I thought you'd be into it. I thought you'd think it was a cool project.
You think it's a cool project to videotape your neighbors and get off on that? I don't think so.
Well, first of all, it's not videotape; it's digital video, and I don't get off on it.
So there.
He has a
Adam, can
point
I
there.
see some of it? Because I might get off on it.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592. That guy sounds simply adorkable.
Oh, my God.
I'd go on a date with him. Talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, a lot of people are claiming that the guy is just straight up creepy on our text message board. His name was Adam, and he wanted to call a girl named Robin and find out why he wasn't getting a call back. Well, it turns out while they were on the date, he said, hey, I want to show you some pictures and stuff from my drone. So he flies his drone around his neighborhood and wanted to show her pictures of the neighbors.
Yeah.
And videos that he's gotten of them like eating dinner and stuff.
Oh, man.
And he said he was working on it for research for an app that he's going to be creating.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't.
She said it was just creepy because all the pictures and videos were of his neighbors, like he was spying on them with his drone.
And he didn't explain the business app part of it until way late in the game.
Yeah.
You know? What do you expect a person to do?
I don't know what to believe, really.
So, turns out she thought he was creepy and did not want to go on another date with him.
There's a lot of people that want to date him, though.
Yeah,
I
there
think
are.
that they see potential in this man.
They could just sit around all day long
Yeah.
and spy on the neighbors, see if maybe you can catch them naked doing some stretches or something. It's fun. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.